Integrity is one of the fundamental ethical principles governing the internal audit profession. Internal auditors are expected to demonstrate honesty, ethical behavior, professional courage, and adherence to legal and professional standards in all circumstances. Integrity serves as the foundation for trust between internal auditors, stakeholders, and the organization. Without integrity, the credibility of audit findings, recommendations, and assurance services would be significantly diminished. Candidates must understand how internal auditors apply honesty when facing ethical dilemmas, maintain professional courage when confronted with difficult situations, and consistently comply with laws, regulations, professional standards, and organizational policies. These behaviors support effective governance and strengthen stakeholder confidence in the internal audit function. 1. Understanding integrity in internal auditing. Integrity refers to the commitment to act honestly, ethically, responsibly, and consistently with professional values regardless of circumstances. For internal auditors, integrity is more than simply following rules. It requires a commitment to truthfulness, fairness, and accountability. Stakeholders rely on auditors to provide objective assessments and accurate information regarding risks, controls, and governance processes. Therefore, auditors must avoid deceptive practices, misrepresentation, and actions that could undermine professional credibility. Integrity influences every stage of the audit process, from planning and evidence gathering to reporting and follow-up activities. By demonstrating integrity, internal auditors build trust with the board, management, regulators, and other stakeholders. This trust enhances the effectiveness of internal auditing as an independent assurance and advisory function within the organization. 2. Applying honesty in ethical dilemmas. Internal auditors frequently encounter situations involving conflicting interests, sensitive information, or ethical uncertainties. Honesty requires auditors to communicate facts accurately, disclose relevant information, and avoid intentionally misleading stakeholders. When faced with ethical dilemmas, auditors must evaluate the situation objectively, consider applicable laws and professional standards, and prioritize ethical principles over personal interests or organizational pressure. For example, if evidence indicates significant control weaknesses or potential fraud, auditors must report findings truthfully even when disclosure may create discomfort or opposition. Honesty also involves admitting limitations, correcting errors, and avoiding exaggeration of audit results. By consistently communicating accurate and complete information, internal auditors reinforce organizational transparency and contribute to informed decision-making at all levels of governance. 3. Professional courage in difficult situations. Professional courage is the willingness to uphold ethical principles and professional responsibilities despite pressure, opposition, or personal risk. Internal auditors may encounter situations where management attempts to influence audit findings, restrict access to information, or discourage reporting of significant issues. Professional courage requires auditors to remain committed to objectivity and integrity even when doing so may create conflict. This includes reporting unethical conduct, raising concerns about governance failures, and communicating significant risks without fear of retaliation. Courage does not imply confrontation for its own sake. Rather, it reflects the ability to act consistently with professional standards while maintaining professionalism and respect. Internal auditors who demonstrate courage strengthen organizational accountability and help ensure that critical issues receive appropriate attention. 4. Practicing legal and professional behavior. Integrity requires internal auditors to comply with applicable laws, regulations, professional standards, and organizational policies in every engagement. Legal and professional behavior includes respecting confidentiality requirements, protecting sensitive information, adhering to professional standards, and avoiding activities that could damage the reputation of the profession. Internal auditors must remain informed about regulatory developments and ensure their actions align with both legal obligations and ethical expectations. Professional conduct also includes treating stakeholders fairly, communicating respectfully, and exercising due professional care when performing audit work. Failure to comply with legal or professional requirements may expose the organization and the auditor to significant risks. Therefore, ethical compliance is a continuous responsibility that extends beyond individual audit engagements. 5. Integrity and organizational culture. Integrity plays a critical role in shaping and reinforcing an organization's ethical culture. Internal auditors contribute to this culture by modeling ethical behavior, promoting accountability, and supporting governance structures that encourage transparency. Through audits, training activities, and interactions with stakeholders, auditors help communicate the importance of ethical conduct and responsible decision-making. Their commitment to integrity strengthens confidence in organizational reporting, risk management, and control processes. Additionally, auditors often evaluate ethics programs, whistleblower mechanisms, and compliance initiatives to determine whether organizational values are effectively supported. When auditors consistently demonstrate integrity, they reinforce ethical expectations throughout the organization and help create an environment where honesty, accountability, and responsible behavior are valued and rewarded. 6. Integrity Decision Framework. For examination purposes, candidates should apply the HCLT model when evaluating integrity-related situations: honesty, courage, legality, and trust. Honesty requires accurate and truthful communication of facts. Courage involves acting ethically despite pressure or resistance. Legality requires compliance with laws, regulations, and professional standards. Trust is the outcome achieved when stakeholders believe internal auditors act objectively and ethically. When confronted with ethical dilemmas, candidates should assess whether actions support all 4 elements. A useful exam principle is that integrity must be maintained even when ethical behavior creates personal discomfort or organizational challenges.